got a real good feeling. Right now, 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 right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's live stream, we are going to be discussing Cardano and how we believe here at this channel that we may be going 100% to the upside to nearly $2 in the next 30 days now that Coinbase has announced that ADA Cardano will be trading on Coinbase Pro tomorrow and will be going live to Coinbase for fiat to Cardano payments in just the next couple of weeks. Guys, this is one of the biggest news stories that has ever happened to Cardano. We're going to be talking about in today's live stream what this means for one of our favorite decentralized application protocols. We're going to be telling you about some of the investments that we're planning on making in Cardano. We're going to tell you how you can make a lot of money in this project right now because I'm going to be showing you some other cryptocurrencies that have been listed on Coinbase and what happened to them within 30 days. For example, 30 days after Litecoin was listed on Coinbase in March and April of 2017, it rallied 270%, rallied 70% in a day. We're going to be discussing all of that and more in today's live stream. I am joined by my co-host as always, Non-Crypto Tim. Say hello.
What's up, everybody?
And we are joined once again by Smee the Tree, who is back from Disney World.
Guys,
Welcome back, dude.
Hello.
Welcome back, Smee.
Hello.
Welcome back. Well, guys, welcome to the live stream. We are going to start off the stream by discussing our predictions that we made in yesterday's live stream, and then we are going to move straight on in to talking about Cardano. Give us a 1 in chat if you were hyped. Tim, would you like to tell us about our predictions that we made yesterday, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really what I want to do. But
it switched.
I'm ready to.
It flipped.
Yeah. So here's the thing. First of all, let's go look at the exact number because it was close this morning when we were looking.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. We have a flip of who won. Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute. This is too close to call. I got to go into the minute chart.
You can call it because it's 1775 and 26 cents.
Oh, so I got
in
it.
the final minutes, Crypto Jeb, Team Jeb
Brought out the dub.
pulled
Let's
out
go.
a dub from Team Tree or slash Team Definitely Not High Zach. So just so in case you guys didn't know our predictions, Team Tim, being the optimist who wants you guys to have a lot of money, said 1874. It didn't quite happen. It didn't even really get close. Jeb said 1800, and Zach, who is filling in for Team Tree, said 1750. All this morning, it was, it literally just went down to 1773. But when I looked, we're gonna give this one to Team Jeb because it was, when I looked, 1775 and 26 cents.
Yep.
So therefore, congratulations, Team Jeb. You get a win on this one. Not tomorrow, though. I'm going to be back.
All I'm going to say is, though, technically, it was not my prediction, technically.
Don't do that now.
Don't do that
He
now.
got you a win.
He got you a win.
You need to be grateful.
But you know what? I'm proud of my team. We fought hard. We got really close.
Hashtag Team Trees, guys. Let's
Team
donate some
Trees.
trees.
We're not just one person. We're all the people.
Hey, shout out to Mills, by the way. He said Rhode Island Rams won. Woohoo. Shout out to URI Providence in the building. Tim, tell us about URI.
Come on.
Tell us about URI.
So I didn't even really know URI was a school until, I guess 3 years ago.
Yep.
My brother, if you guys are URI fans, my brother Caleb Warren is the tight end, the starting tight end, number 82.
Number 82.
So you guys will usually see me repping the VT, the Virginia Tech stuff, but I will be repping URI.
Oh yeah, because
because
you're wearing a URI shirt. I didn't even
Yes.
note I
Yep.
completely forgot.
Yep.
Shout out to
Rams.
URI. Shout out. Go
Rams.
Rams. Let's go. Shout out to number 82, Caleb Warren. Guys, we are going to be kicking off this live stream with just a couple of minutes of questions and answers. If you have any big questions, go ahead and drop them straight on into the chat. We'll answer probably 2 or 3, and then we're going to move straight on to some of the points that we want to dive into in this live stream. This is your chance. This is your opportunity. We'll do this again maybe at the end of the stream. But if you have anything you really want to get answered, now's the time to do it. Please do not spam the chat. We do read every single message. If we don't answer, it's because we found something that we really want to cover. So let us know if there's anything big there. Before we, while we're waiting on that, Tim, are there any big points that you want to make to kind of lay the foundation for what we're going to be talking about today? We, of course, have gone through our stream planning and everything. We've talked about how this is a huge development for Cardano. We've talked about how this is probably one of the biggest, most impactful adoption stories that has ever happened to ADA. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
At the end of the day, man, it's just ridiculous. This is phenomenal. Well, I mean, we're gonna be breaking down things in the rest of this show, but like, this just came from left. This is first of all, this is a glorious piece of news.
Yes.
For anyone who might have thought that our predictions about it potentially going down to 72 cents was us rooting for that. I mean, in the long run, like what our goal was if it gets down that far, it'd be easy to buy in and then make a lot of profit. At the end of the day, though, I'm very happy with this news that Coinbase, because now that makes it so much more accessible, so much easier to get. The adoption is gonna be pretty ridiculous. So. In the long run, this is phenomenal for ADA. I am very, very glad for 88 that it did not drop to 72 cents.
Amen to that. We're very happy about that, guys. Before we jump into the main part of today's video, are there any major questions that either of you guys see in chat that we should cover, or can we go ahead and move on into the main points? I'm going to read 2 here for just a second.
Yeah, I know. Some people are wondering about the stimulus checks and how that'll affect everything. And we're going to be jumping into that for sure. We'll definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, that's the other thing. The combination of Coinbase's adoption of 88 with those stimulus checks coming in, we're in for a fun at least next weekend, but if not, next couple of weeks.
That's one of the things we're actually going to be talking about in today's stream, guys, is that not only has Cardano been listed on Coinbase, which is the most powerful company in all of cryptocurrency, which is insane for adoption, not only are stimulus checks dropping, people are also getting their tax returns right now. So we're having a 3-part trifecta of whammies for the bullishness of Cardano. There is about to be an awakening of the bulls in the cryptocurrency market, and I personally believe that it's going to drive a ton of traffic to all of the major cryptocurrencies, but especially Cardano. That's why we see Cardano being up 20% over the last couple of days. Any further questions, or can we go ahead and get started?
Some people have asked, and I think we'll talk a little more about this. You can give your quick answer because I have my answer, but someone asked, should they sell their ETH to buy Bitcoin and ADA? Real quick, my answer, and then you can give your answer. I'm not going to. I'm going to hold what I have in Ethereum. But that being said, my money that I'm investing that I do weekly is aggressively going to ADA, not to Ethereum. Like, I don't know if I'm putting that much more into Ethereum at this point. But what do you think on that?
Yeah, no, I completely agree, guys. I'm not planning on selling my Ethereum holding. I have a very large holding in Ethereum. It makes up a good portion of my total cryptocurrency portfolio. I still think Ethereum is a fantastic project, but as we're going to talk about later on in this stream, Charles Hodgkinson, when he created Cardano, his goal was to take Cardano, which is a good project, take Ethereum, which is a good project, and then use that as a foundation to make a great project, which is what he believes Cardano is. We're going to make some analogies to Apple and Microsoft and Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. We're going to talk about all that here in a second. Good question. I wouldn't be selling my Ethereum for Cardano right now. However, the new money that I am putting into the space, I am putting into Cardano. So there's a slight difference there. Good question.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the main points of today's video. I want to start off this live stream by discussing the price prediction that we made in yesterday's live stream, because a lot of you guys were probably tuned in yesterday and you saw that we did some technical analysis on Cardano and we predicted a 72 to 75 cent pullback on Cardano. What I want to go ahead and jump into is why that didn't happen and how you need to view technical analysis. So, Tim, both of us have some analogies that we're going to go into. One of the things we're going to talk about here, and I'm going to throw this back to you here in just a second with the Bucks analogy that we talked about earlier, is that while technical analysis is a very powerful tool, technical analysis is not clairvoyant. Our technical analysis yesterday was very clear that, yes, we should have been expecting a retracement on Cardano between 20 and 30%. That is what the technical analysis said. The thing about technical analysis, though, guys, is that technical analysis can't predict the largest company in cryptocurrency making a giant announcement like this. It's not something we can bet on. So even before we get into the point of how important this news story is, I want to talk about our prediction. the prediction was wrong. Like, hands up, that's completely right. But you can't really necessarily get upset at us for saying, hey, the prediction was wrong when you can't predict something like this. So, Tim, if you want to go ahead and go over that Bucks analogy with Tom Brady.
I mean, for those who are in the sports world, you'll get this. If you're not in the sports world, just stay with me for a minute. This is like the epitome of last year if you were a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. I grew up in Tampa. If you grew up in Tampa, shout out to you. But before the signing of Tom Brady, when no one knew that was going to happen, as much as you were a fan, you would not have gone down and put a bet that Tampa Bay was going to go to the Super Bowl. You just weren't. The truth is you were probably actually rooting for Tampa to make a slight decline so they got a top draft spot. And I think more Tampa fans were thinking about going after a Trevor Lawrence or somebody else like that in the draft than even knowing that Tom Brady was an option. So overnight, that Tom Brady news completely shifted what Buccaneer fans were thinking. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here. What we were talking about yesterday, not knowing about the Coinbase news, is we're like, hey, what would be best for ADA would be for it to drop, for it to kind of get a little bit lower so that we can have a massive bounce. But rather, something even more glorious happened, like Coinbase joining in. And now it's like, all right, forget the drop. This news alone is going to create a massive spike. We even said that yesterday. We said, while we were making predictions, new fundamental analysis can make a coin drop or gain by over 50% overnight. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. We just didn't know that was the news coming out.
Yep, and guys, that's what I want. That's the point I want to make with this. The whole point of me talking about this at the beginning is not for us to say, we were right, that's not the point. The point I'm making here is that I want to make sure you guys understand that technical analysis is subservient to fundamental analysis. That's the point. Fundamental analysis drives the market in the same way technical analysis does. Sometimes there's going to be a technical factor that shows up on the chart that is so overwhelmingly massive that it's going to overwhelm small fundamentals. Sometimes, however, large fundamental analysis, like Cardano being accepted by a $25 billion exchange, the largest company in crypto, Coinbase, which is going IPO right now, sometimes that kind of fundamental analysis is going to override the technical analysis. So while we did our stream yesterday, we didn't have the news that Coinbase was going to list ADA. That news broke around 3 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. So that fundamental analysis overrides our technical analysis because the technical analysis wasn't really strong. It wasn't breaking any kind of any records. But Cardano being listed on Coinbase most certainly was. So when we're talking about how we do our analysis, we need to keep that analogy that Tim just made in mind. You wouldn't have bet at the beginning of the season that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to win the Super Bowl. You would have made a bet that they were actually not going to win the Super Bowl, and you almost certainly would have won. And then if you had held on to that bet after they drafted Tom Brady, your bet would have been wrong. But you can't predict that they were going to draft Tom Brady because you didn't have that information when you made the bet. So that's the point we're making here. Let's go ahead and move on to some of the big points we want to make in Cardano. Guys, the very first thing we need to talk about is obviously Coinbase. Most of you guys are familiar with Coinbase. It was probably the cryptocurrency exchange that you got started on. When I help people get set up with trading, I normally point them in the direction of Coinbase. By the way, we talk about Bybit as a non-US trading option that we love, and we talk about Binance US as a US-based trading option that we love. We're talking about cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency exchanges. When we're talking about a fiat gateway being how you use your US dollars or your Great British Pound or your yen or your euros to buy into crypto, that's a fiat gateway. Binance and Bybit are not fiat gateways. Coinbase is. When we're talking about fiat gateways, Coinbase is the exchange that we personally recommend. I think we actually have an affiliate link for it in the description box down below. Just some background on Coinbase. Coinbase was founded, I believe, in 2014 by a man named Brian Armstrong. He's the co-founder and he's the current CEO of it. It's valued around $20 billion. Like I said earlier, it's the largest company in cryptocurrency and it's going IPO, an initial public offering. Its stock, the stock of the company Coinbase, is being listed on stock exchanges starting very soon. They're going through the filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission right now. This company has like 1,000 employees. This is one of the biggest adoption stories that Cardano has ever had. So before I even open up the floor for discussion, I want to go back and show you what happened to Litecoin when Litecoin got launched on Coinbase a couple of years back. So we're here on Cardano's chart. You guys can see that Cardano broke bullish. The short trade that we talked about never got an entry price because, of course, we got blindsided by this. But let's go ahead and look at Litecoin US dollars chart. I want to show you the history on this. We all know Litecoin's trading around $200 right now. Its all-time high is sitting up around 380. But there was a long period of time where Litecoin more or less looked like a stable coin. It was sitting at $4 for over a year. Most of 2016 and all of 2016 and most of 2017, it was sitting in between $3 to $5, maybe $6. And then something spectacular happened back on the 30th of March 2017. Litecoin jumped 84% in a day from $4.21 to $7.80. And within 30 days, Litecoin would rally 296% from $4.2 to $17 flat. Now, why did that happen, guys? Well, if we go ahead and look it up, Litecoin, I should have had this up. I'm a very professional host. Litecoin was added to Coinbase on, you guessed it, March the 30th, 2017, the day that it launched. Guys, I'm not in any way saying that Cardano is expecting to go 300% in the next 30 days. But when we're looking 30 days out from what other cryptocurrencies have done once they've launched on Coinbase, you almost always see that cryptocurrency at least double within 30 days. If not in 30 days, you see it within 60, 90, 120 days, 6 months, a year. You will see that happen because this is a major on-ramp. We're going to be getting into that a little bit more later, but I wanted to show you that Litecoin example. Litecoin was a smaller market capitalization. It was a younger market than Cardano is right now, so we shouldn't necessarily be expecting the same massive rally on Cardano, but we should be expecting even more bullishness to come, even more than we've seen in the last 24 hours since this news dropped. What do you have to say on that, Tim? What are you thinking? Anything we see in chat?
I agree. No, people are asking when they should buy in. Short answer, now.
Yeah, now.
Go ahead now.
Yeah.
I don't expect it to be dropping. Like, it might drop like maybe 1 or 2 cents momentarily.
Yeah.
And then literally 2 hours from now be jumping back up. But go ahead and do it right now. Jeb, would you want to jump in? Are you going to do the technicals on ADA a little bit later? Or do you want to do those right now?
We can go ahead and do them right now if everybody wants that. Good deal. Let's go ahead and jump onto the technical analysis right now, guys. Before I do, though, I do want to preface with this. As we talked about a second ago, technical analysis is subservient to fundamental analysis in cases where there's a massive news story like this. We're going to do technical analysis, but I need you to understand before going into this that the technical analysis is going to be a little bit tainted right now because fundamentals are also driving the price of this market. Technical analysis is most powerful when there's not some massive adoption story going on, so we have to keep that in mind. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump on over to the ADA chart. This is the chart that we did analysis on in yesterday's live stream before the news dropped. Let me go ahead and show you on the 4-hourly chart when the news dropped on Coinbase. I bet you couldn't guess. It's sitting right there. It is sitting right, let's try that again. I used the wrong line. It was sitting right here. Around 4 to 8 p.m., somewhere in that 4-hourly candlestick is when we had that breakout on Cardano, and that's when Coinbase announced that. We talked about a short entry down here, and by the way, we stand by all of the technical analysis we did yesterday because all of the technical analysis was categorically pointing to the downside. But we also talked about in that video, you can't predict what you can't expect. We couldn't have expected that Cardano was going to get listed on Coinbase. So now Cardano has rallied above $1.20. The technical analysis on this is very clear. $1.20 based on all of these levels right here was a very strong resistance level. And now what is Cardano doing? Cardano, instead of using it as resistance, is now using it as support. So we'll go ahead and change that line to blue. We'll also change this downtrending level to blue. Cardano has broken 2 major resistance levels and turned them into support. Not only that, Cardano has now set a second higher high above this high over here. We saw on the 9th of March that Cardano topped out at $1.20. As of yesterday, Cardano topped out at $1.30. That means that we currently look to be entering a new uptrend on Cardano. Right now on this market, we have one high, and then we have a second high, which is indeed a higher high. Right now, we have one low. Next thing we need to see is a lower low. When you see 2 higher highs and 2 lower lows, you've more or less confirmed an uptrend. We have not confirmed a medium-term uptrend, like a several-day, inter-day uptrend just yet, but it looks like we will relatively soon. I want to see where this market bottoms out, and the next level I'm looking at as resistance is $1.36 based on these 2 resistance touches over here on the 28th of February and the 1st of March, respectively. From there, we could very easily see Cardano rallying all the way back to all-time high and beyond. Again, not because of technicals, which is why I'm not going to go into the MACD and the RSI and the volume and everything here. Doesn't really matter. They do allow for Cardano to move to the upside. We will see a bullish cross on daily chart MACD for Cardano. That's fantastic. It's not necessarily technicals that are driving this market. It's that fundamental adoption. It's the onboarding of Cardano onto such a massive exchange. So when we talk about a potential $2 Cardano in the next month, we need to look back on the history and realize, hey, that's not impossible. Cardano over the last several months has rallied over 1,500%. 140 days ago, Cardano was trading at 7.5 cents. Right now, $1 on Cardano would be a 25% retracement. We do have room to run, and it does make sense based on the technical backing of the blockchain and the whole project, which we're going to get into in this stream, and also the fact that it's launched on Coinbase, that it could easily double in the next month. So when we say $2 and I say it's doubling, I'm saying it bottomed out at $1. As soon as this news launched, I'm expecting it to double all the way to $2. That would put it at an $80 billion market capitalization. It would still be worth less than half of Ethereum. We have a lot more that we want to get into on that, guys. That is some basic analysis on Cardano. Again, there's not much technical analysis to really do on it right now because, quite frankly, the fundamentals are where it's at the moment. So, great questions, guys. Hopefully that lays the foundation for the discussion we're about to have. What do we see going on in chat, Tim?
A lot of people just kind of giving their opinions. A lot of people asking, even clarifying, they're saying, after this initial jump, is there not going to be a drop of some kind? Let's see, what else? Smate, did you see anything? That was the gist of what a lot of what I was seeing. Did you see anything different than that?
Yeah, no, nothing's jumping out to me.
So that's actually a good question. I do want to mention that. Someone, there are several people in the comments saying, but doesn't the cryptocurrency that gets launched on Coinbase normally have a small correction? I can go back and look at all the charts on that. At the end of the day, that's likely to happen. You see that happen after most rallies, guys. Whenever a cryptocurrency or a stock or whatever jumps 25% in a day, you're normally going to see some kind of corrective movement. That's why in the technical analysis I just did, I focused on the support levels. Those support levels are as such. They're $1.20, which would be let's go ahead and let's go back to the chart really quickly and I'll rehash that. We see that Cardano's local high right now is sitting at $1.20. Cardano pulling all the way back down to $1.20, which is pretty much what it's done, would be a 7% correction on, let's see, on a 25% rally. That's actually pretty healthy. That's a pretty healthy ratio. That's a quarter per, 7% on 25% is about a quarter as large as the rally. So the pullback is a quarter as large as the rally. There's nothing wrong with that. Right now, Cardano looks to be going into some form of a bull flag down here on the hourly chart, which means that, yeah, it could break down to the downside a little bit, go to $1.20, but likely this hype will continue, especially since we haven't actually launched on Coinbase Pro yet. That's not happening until tomorrow. So actually, great questions, guys, but something that I wouldn't worry too much about since we're here for the long run anyway, because we believe that Cardano is a fantastic project. Any thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, no, I want to even chime in on this and just give a little thought that people should be keeping on their mindset. First of all, I love that you guys coming in and you're like, hey, doesn't it do this? Doesn't historically do this? This is all great. This is exactly what we want to inspire in you guys, to not just simply say, oh, well, Jeb said blah, 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 so I'm going to put all my money into it. No, like, listen to people like Jeb and then be like, all right, but I'm also going to use my common sense to go ahead and make my informed, wise decisions. This is what I'm thinking, and I think you guys should be very aware of this. There's a couple things playing into Coinbase, or into the Coinbase news. So first of all, despite the fact that it was not on Coinbase, ADA was doing very, very well. Despite the fact that it has not had mass adoption, it was rivaling coins like Ethereum. In recent news, we've seen Ethereum actually take a massive step in the NFT game, meaning it's actually like the main blockchain being used for NFTs. NFTs obviously being very massive. Moves like this will allow ADA to make even more aggressive steps in that game. So it'll allow ADA to move into the NFT spot, to trade more there. And the little bit of time I've been in crypto, when we see a coin that is already like this, doing moves like this, while I'm not an advocate of the pump and dump system, there are lots of people who are. And so when you combine all of it, the richest, most profitable trading platform in the world has just adopted an already massively growing coin that has the ability to get into the market that is growing exponentially. And we have stimulus checks coming out today, tomorrow, this next week. This is like the perfect storm for ADA to really, like I said, as much as I don't like the pump and dump system, this is like the perfect storm for a massive pump on ADA right now.
Yeah, and guys, there's actually two different points there. The first point is that Cardano has reached the number 3 largest market capitalization of all cryptocurrencies, of a $40 billion market cap. For context, Bitcoin's around $1 trillion and Ethereum's around 200 billion. It's reached number 3 without being on Coinbase. What that means is that Cardano got to that point by enthusiasts and early adopters and early investors and what you would call in an adoption curve, the innovators, the first 3.5% of people that join on, the very first part of that bell curve. That means that Cardano has gotten to $40 billion based on people that are interested in it and they are enthusiasts. Coinbase is how the masses buy cryptocurrency. Let me be very clear about that, guys. Coinbase is how the masses buy cryptocurrencies. Most people that get into cryptocurrency, they don't know what Bybit is. They don't know what Binance is. They don't know what Bittrex is or Kraken or Bitfinex. They don't have a clue what those companies are, but they do know what Coinbase is. And they'll only buy something if it's on Coinbase because they don't want to get annoyed by having to make more accounts than just one. So if it's not on Coinbase, it's off the radar of 80% of the people in cryptocurrency. The fact that Cardano got to number 3 without even being on Coinbase is monumental. It is absolutely incredible. And the fact that we've just joined Cardano and Coinbase together and fused both of those reputations together by having Cardano listed on Coinbase is going to attract so many eyeballs that when I say Cardano could double in the next 30 days, I am not clickbaiting you at all. I do think that's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen in 30 days, it might happen in 60. I don't really care what the time frame is because I'm here for the long term anyway. The point is, Cardano is about to see mass adoption inside the cryptocurrency space because there's mass adoption of the cryptocurrency ecosystem and then there's mass adoption of the world. Those are really two different things. The entire the mass adoption of cryptocurrency hasn't happened yet for Cardano, let alone the world. Cardano is a couple of years behind the adoption and the development of Ethereum, but it's still got a better blockchain and solves a lot of the problems that Ethereum is still struggling with. It is a better project categorically. We're going to talk about that and more. But I want you guys to understand how important this is. I think I've made my point. But Tim, can you expand a little bit upon the idea of Cardano being one of the future NFT platform and how big of a deal that is? Can you go into that a little bit?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was talking about it just saying, first of all, the NFT platform is massive for Ethereum right now. So we talked about it the other day on the show. Ethereum has some issues. We are not bearish on Ethereum. We are not Ethereum haters. We still hold a lot of Ethereum. I still hold a lot of Ethereum. That being said, I'm very much aware of the limitations and the problems Ethereum needs to fix. Hopefully, ETH 2.0 does that. However, we've been waiting on that for a little minute. This is what I love about ADA. This is what I love about CH, Charles Hotchkiss. I think I always say his name wrong.
Charles Hotchinson?
I
think we're saying
whatever.
his name, right?
Anyway, so what I love about him is that he helped design Ethereum, and then he saw the flaws, left to do very similar things, but fix the problems, right? If Ethereum doing so well with NFTs right now and is keeping it afloat and is actually going to probably give us a little boost in Ethereum right now, if all that holds out, if Cardano gets a hold of that game, which they should because they're a very similar platform with less fees and a lot less headache, that is super massive for ADA. Like I by no means would proclaim to be an expert on NFTs, but I am watching and I'm aware of and I appreciate is that whether I love NFTs or not, whether I think they're the future or not, lots of people do think so. And so whatever platform can really grab hold of that system is going to do phenomenal. Right now it's Ethereum. But if Cardano can accomplish all the same things that Ethereum can do and they can get a hold of that platform, just watch it. Like, really watch out. Like, that is going to be amazing what can happen in Cardano. And potentially, again, I don't want people selling yet, but, like, just watch Ethereum, you know? Watch what's happening. So, yeah, in all reality, like, there's a lot of unknowns, but there's a lot of excitement when it comes to that field.
Absolutely. And guys, one of the analogies that we want to make here is we want to talk about how Cardano was founded and what Cardano actually does compared to Ethereum. Let me put all this into context right now. We have two multi-trillion-dollar companies that work in technology. They're called Apple and they're called Microsoft. Both of them are very successful companies. Both of them make millions and billions of dollars in profit. Both of them employ tens of thousands of people. Both of them are highly successful companies. The way they were founded is very similar to what we're seeing on ADA and Cardano right now. When Steve Jobs founded Apple, he founded it with a certain set of core values and mission, vision, and all that stuff. Bill Gates was an employee at Apple who decided to leave to start Microsoft with a different set of mission, vision, and core values for their company. Both of them are successful. Both of them are founded upon one thing, being innovative. Cardano and Ethereum have a very similar saga. Guys, Vitalik Buterin founded Ethereum, the Ethereum Foundation, back in 2013, 2014, around there, started building the project and brought alongside Charles Hoskinson as one of the founders. In the same way that as Apple was being founded, Bill Gates got on very early. Now, make sure you understand this. Apple did not get replaced by Microsoft. They're both trillion-dollar companies right now. in the same way that I believe both Ethereum and Cardano will be trillion-dollar markets. But the way that Cardano is existing right now, the way that it's being founded, the way that it's growing looks very similar to the way that Microsoft started inside of an office at Apple. Cardano started inside of an office, not really an office because a lot of these people work remote, but you get my point, at Ethereum. Charles Hoskinson is the Bill Gates of the technology world in blockchain, in the same way that Bill Gates went and started Microsoft when he was working at Steve Jobs' Apple. Cardano started inside of Ethereum. Charles Hoskinson started inside of Ethereum, and that is the point we need to make here, guys. It's very, very important that you understand that. At the end of the day, Ethereum is not a bad project. Ethereum is a good project. Ethereum has a lot to work on. In the same way that Apple went through a lot of tribulation in the late 80s and early 90s, it struggled a lot to become profitable. At the end of the day, Ethereum ended up coming in and helping Microsoft ended up coming in and helping Apple to become a very profitable company. It did not have to die just because Microsoft came in. This is what you need to understand, guys. Ethereum was the start, in the same way Apple was the start of the PC revolution. However, Microsoft continued that trend that Apple started. So what do you think about that, Tim? Can I get your take on that?
Yeah, sorry guys, I just left the room to get Jeb a napkin. Yeah, he just said lips started bleeding. He had something happen yesterday. And
yeah, I got cut. I got cut.
No, so
He just spins so much fire, guys. Just like so much
yeah.
facts.
I am. I'm
His body can't even hold up.
I'm spitting so much fire, I'm bleeding. No, if I felt like I was rambling a little bit there, it was because I was trying to figure out how to finish up my point while bleeding and trying to throw back to Tim.
Yeah, no, I don't want to add too much because we talked about it this morning. It's just true. Like, there's a difference between a coin that has never touched Ethereum trying to rival it and try to compete with it. When one of the creators leaves and creates a rival thing, that has some weight to it that other coins might not have.
Yep.
But that being said, even like keeping and moving on, the other great thing about ADA and about Charles that I really love and that we really love, and we hope that you guys do as well, is that there's a big purpose behind ADA. There's a massive purpose that he was talking about. I was watching a video yesterday, and you guys are probably aware of this, but like he was just talking about how one of the visions and dreams of ADA and the purpose behind it was to help countries in Africa. And he listed a couple of them, but he was talking about the brilliance of these people that do not have access to the same banking systems that people in the United States or Europe do. So consequently, their skill sets and their knowledge and their ability to help the financial world and the economy is pretty much crippled by the world banking system the banking system that is in their country. And so the purpose of ADA, and I think someone was commenting, he has something going on in tomorrow, right?
I mean, I've not been here, so
I think he has like some sort of platform. Jeb, you can look that up and correct me on that one. But he literally has a vision in mind, not just for himself, but for others as well. And I can tell you right now, when people have visions that are bigger than themselves, amazing things happen, and those are the companies that grow exponentially. Don't get me wrong, if you're here and you want to make money and you have personal goals, that is awesome. Personal goals are for sure a part of it. Jeb has personal goals. I have personal goals. Smay has personal goals. But this company, the goal is not to become $1 billion company for the sake of just becoming $1 billion company. We have a vision in mind. We have a mission. Jeb has a story, and some of you have probably heard that story. We're not going to go over it today, but like he has a story of his life. I have a story for my life. Smay has a story for his life, and none of us are the same. We all started on different playing fields. However, there are moments in our life where we kind of come to this thought of like, man, I was just dealt such a rough life, or that expression like I was
dealt a bad hand.
I got dealt a very bad hand, and the problem is a lot of times people get crippled by that and they just give up.
Yep.
So what is the purpose of Crypto Jeb's channel? What is the purpose of McAfee Media, which is our company? What was the purpose of creating the course CT2A? It was not the sole purpose of making money. It was because some people are dealt a bad hand, but we want to help people reshuffle the deck and create financial freedom. So here's the thing. That is exactly the same thing that Charles is saying about ADA. Is the purpose of ADA is bigger than him, is bigger than us. It is about helping people who have been dealt a hard deck and he's helping them reshuffle it the same way this company's that has that same mission. And the truth is, if you have that goal, if that's how you tick, and you not only want financial freedom for yourself but for others, we would love for you to engage with us more in this community. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. We don't want to just push that at you as if we're just trying to grow our channel for our own personal sakes. We want this channel to grow. We want this community to grow, so that people like Jeb, like me, like Smay, like you can reshuffle their deck, can accomplish financial freedom, and can actually make this world a better place.
Amen. Amen to that, guys. That's why we're in business here. We're not in business just to we want to become the biggest crypto YouTube channel so that we can drive a Lamborghini or something. We want to become a massive cryptocurrency channel so that we can help people achieve financial freedom. That's why we're here, guys. Everyone has selfish motives and selfless motives. Everyone has selfish motives and selfless motives. We all do. There's nothing wrong with having selfish motives, but we are mostly driven by our selfless motives of wanting to help people reshuffle their deck because we don't like the idea of sitting down and just taking the hand that you were dealt and having to live with it. I believe that if you work your tail off, you can have whatever it is that you've ever dreamed for, but it's not going to be handed to you. That is why we will teach you how to become financially free through cryptocurrency trading and investing, because we teach you technical analysis and we teach you fundamental analysis. We cover the news. We teach you mindset. We teach you the skill sets that you need to do so. It's not going to come easy. I'm not a guru who professes that I can give you a silver bullet and you'll have it in 2 weeks, but I can tell you this. If you work for it, you can have it, and that is why we are here. Fantastic point, Tim. I think we've kind of made all of our points on Cardano, if I'm being honest, so we can go ahead and move into 2-minute technicals. What do you think about that?
Yep, let's go ahead and do that. So before we jump there, I just want to remind you guys, like I said, if you want to be a part of this, subscribe button. Hit that like button. It's free. If you don't want to hit it, you don't have to hit it. If you the camera on me.
So I was seeing the chat real quick, and I saw a comment that I was reading. Sorry about that.
Nah, you're good. So yeah. So engage with us, comment on it. The other thing is, if you want to get into trading, Bybit is a great way to do that. So if you guys are looking for a place to trade and you're not inside the United States, Bybit is a amazing opportunity for you to use. If you want to support our channel, you can even use the affiliate link in the description and trade on there. If you're inside the United States, we don't even have an affiliate link for that at the moment. We usually say Binance US. That's a great one. But in light of today's video, we need to keep our eyes on Coinbase Pro. Like I said, in those, we don't even have any affiliate link, any sponsorship whatsoever. Those are the two trading platforms we would use. So if you guys are interested in what we do, you can use them. And that being said, if you want to learn more, what this channel is also about is teaching you guys the technical analysis. As we've said before, it's kind of that thought of learning the fundamentals is like learning the game of blackjack, but learning the technicals is like learning how to count cards. So when you want to trade, those platforms are amazing. And now Jeb is going to be able to show you with 2-minute technicals. I think we're breaking down Bitcoin
and Ethereum, and then we're going to be running a poll on Twitter to see which one you guys want. So make sure to go and follow us at CryptoJeb on Twitter. We will post that poll here in just a second. Smayer, do you got that?
Yeah, I'm going to leave your cam up just so I can post it real quick.
Cool. Sounds good. Guys, we're going to go ahead and post a poll over on our Twitter at CryptoJeb so that you guys can vote on which cryptocurrency you would like to see on our third 2-minute technical segment right now. I do want to point out something funny I saw in the comments, which said, Tim, please fix the band on your watch.
Okay, so switch back to me real quick,
Smay. Can you show them?
So the thing about it, I got a big wrist, so I don't. It pulls on those little hairs underneath. I can do it there. It's super annoying, like when I work out and stuff. So sometimes I don't pay attention. When I work out, I definitely need it out because it annoys me. But to suffice the people, because I am a man of the people.
Oh my goodness.
I will tuck it for the rest of this video, and we'll try to stay on top of that.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds like Tim is the ultimate people pleaser, but we'll get to all the we'll get to all of the slurs and the ad hominems once we get into the price predictions, guys. So let's go ahead and move on over to Bitcoin because we have some 2-minute technicals to do on it. If you're pumped, give me a 1 in the chat. Let's go ahead and get started. Bitcoin has some very interesting technical analysis right now, guys. The last 3 days have been bearish on Bitcoin. We've pulled all the way back from $59,000 to where we sit right now at $54,760. In that time, Bitcoin has pulled back 7% and put into place what we call a red, green, red formation. That happens whenever you see a cryptocurrency pullback. It bounces with a non-engulfing candlestick. Notice how this green candlestick ended before it got above the top of the red. That's called a non-engulfing candlestick. Then we had an engulfing red candlestick. It's red engulfing because it is larger than the green candlestick that followed it. This is called a red, green, red formation, and they tend to be bearish continuation patterns. They tend to be something that is going to lead the market even farther to the downside. Right now, Bitcoin Bitcoin has some strong support just beneath it, sitting at $55,000. And you might say, well, Jeb, we broke $55,000. It's not support anymore. Something you need to keep in mind is that support, especially on Bitcoin with massive numbers, acts more like a zone. So we may have broken $55,000, but we're actually only 0.5% below it. So we're still in the zone around $55,000 of strong support. Looking down on the hourly chart also, guys, you can see that Bitcoin has some strong uptrending levels of support, such as this one right here. We've just instituted our 5th touch on this support level. And it's very possible that Bitcoin will bounce here and rally. So we don't want to rule out the idea that Bitcoin could recover just yet. We want to keep doing some analysis before we get on to that. RSI is moving to the downside, sitting around 54, not into really bad territory. A lot of times what you'll see is the RSI pull down to 50 and bounce. But if it starts pulling below 50, then that's when you know you're in a major corrective movement. All of that is true, but there's one thing that is concerning on Bitcoin USD's MACD, because the MACD looks to be crossing bearish right now on Bitcoin. That would indicate that there's a larger downtrend starting and that Bitcoin will likely break this support, but we'll get to that in a second. TD sequential, as we've talked about in the last couple of days, was overextended back on the 14th of March. It has now rejected and reset, so that's all nice and healthy. We also see that the 20 daily exponential moving average is right below us on Bitcoin. So, guys, with all of that in mind, the technical analysis on Bitcoin right now is relatively clear. Bitcoin needs to hold above the 20 daily EMA, which is sitting around $54,000, because as we talk about in the Academy that you can find a link to down below, there is something that we know that is called the convergence of support. That's when you have multiple support levels come together and build one big major support level. We are seeing the 20 daily exponential moving average, the uptrend on the hourly chart, and $55,000 all creating a zone of support, converging that support in between $54,000 and $55,000. However, we've just seen that the MACD is crossing bearish, which indicates bearish strength. So if we break the 20 daily EMA, we should be expecting a bigger dump, probably down to price targets in between $43,000 to $50,000. If, however, we hold the 50 daily simple moving, the 20 daily simple moving average, 20 daily exponential moving average, I can speak, guys. If we hold the 20 daily exponential moving average, we will likely bounce and rally back to all-time high. We are in a decision point on Bitcoin, as I talked about yesterday. Bitcoin has still not decided whether it's going to hold that support or if it's going to break in accordance with the MACD, but those are the technicals that you need to see. I made that rhyme. Awesome. Guys, give us any comments on that really quickly. We're going to do a little hot take on that. What do you think of my analysis on that, Tim? I know you couldn't see any of it.
I couldn't see it, no.
Okay, so
but it sounded good. It sounded really good.
True. Okay, so where do you think Bitcoin might be heading over the next 7 days or so? What do you see?
It's hard. So first of all, while I am learning the basics and I'm learning the fundamentals, I'm not good at reading technical analysis. Some of you will see that. I believe there's a video coming out either today or tomorrow of my technical analysis abilities, which is mostly a joke, but it somewhat is real. I see Bitcoin. It's been playing with us a little bit.
Yep.
And I think it's going to continue. I actually expect, and I know this isn't our prediction day. I think Bitcoin's going to bounce a little bit.
Yep.
Especially we talk about that news of the stimulus checks. That's pretty big information, and Bitcoin is obviously going to be the first one that a lot of people reach to put that money if their mindset is under the influence of let me take that money and then invest it into crypto. It's just going to be the king. It is the king. It will be the king. But yeah, so I expect it to bounce a little bit. I don't know if it's going to jump like to 70 in the next couple days, but I expect it to at least push closer to that 60.
Right. Sounds good. Well, guys, make sure you go ahead and tell us in the poll that you can find posted on our Twitter at CryptoJeb which altcoin you would like to see 2-minute technicals on. The options are Litecoin, Chainlink, Terra, and Ravencoin. So if you are interested in doing so, go ahead.
Actually, it's not on Twitter. So
it's not on Twitter.
Funny story.
So we normally don't spam, but if you've seen, Smay has been spamming, so scroll up a little bit. There's a straw poll link in the comments right here, right now. Click on that to go vote.
Okay.
Yeah, and also people have been saying comments like, Tim, hey, take CT2A. Yeah, no, that's the plan. The truth is actually I'm about to start it, so you guys will get to see my journey as I go through there. We will keep you updated. And here's the thing. You guys will see if CT2A really works, you will see the miracle, because literally, as much as I know right now, a month ago I knew absolutely nothing. 2 months ago, I probably knew negative, numbers on technical analysis.
He was a good counter indicator.
I would like to say something real quick.
Sure.
The reason why the poll's not on Twitter, I just want to put this out there because it was supposed to be on Twitter, is neither me nor Tim are logged into the Twitter right now. So,
oh my gosh. But the thing, it is on Twitter though. It's posted 3 minutes ago.
Okay, good. Because
maybe Dasa.
I texted Dasa to post it, so we're good.
Well, the thing is that
thank you, Dasa.
The straw poll has literally no responses yet, so we might just have to make something up for what we're gonna do.
No, people have been voting. I just don't think it's working.
Oh, well, maybe it's broken. Either way, we'll figure it out after the Ethereum technical analysis. Guys, it is literally just a running joke in this stream how bad our technical difficulties are. We're trying, okay? Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and move on over to Ethereum because there's quite a bit that we need to touch on this cryptocurrency as well. Guys, down on the hourly chart on Ethereum, we are going to see that Ethereum has just broken some important support levels. And one of the things that might jump out at you is that Ethereum's chart actually looks very similar to Bitcoin's. You would be right. Bitcoin and Ethereum tend to follow each other very closely, and this is not an exception. You can see that there was an uptrend on Ethereum right here as constituted by these bottoms that we have now broken below, and we also have strong support at $1,722 based on all of these lows right here and some of these lows back over here. That is the final level of support for Ethereum to hold outside of one that I'll show you in a second. And if it breaks below that, then we'll probably be going down to 1,400, which is our previous all-time high and our current bottom. Again, we need to see something massive happen in the cryptocurrency market to rejuvenate these major cryptocurrencies. They're starting to get a little bit bearish. They're starting to get a little bit sluggish. As Tim talked about, stimmies are coming out relatively soon. Tax returns are coming out relatively soon also. And that could very well lead to mass adoption again of Bitcoin and major rallies on Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is true. In absence of that fundamental analysis, however, looking at the pure technicals, they are pointing to the downside. Ethereum has now seen a red-green-red formation in the exact same manner that we saw on Bitcoin. And if we look at the RSI MACD looks like it's about to converge bearish and break bearish once again in just the next couple of days. So guys, pretty much everything I said on Bitcoin also applies to Ethereum. These are very similar looking charts right now. Ethereum is sitting just above the 20 daily EMA, which is currently at $1,745. $1,745 and $1,722 are very important support levels, which means that we on Bitcoin as well have a zone of support in between both of those levels. If Ethereum, starts to break this zone right here between 1720, 1740, call it that, we don't have a lot of support beneath that very quickly. You will have to fall a couple $100 before you start finding major support. For example, there's pretty strong support right here around 1550. However, you really do have price targets down here around $1,400. So we need to see Ethereum hold that level of support, that zone of support in between 1720 and 1740 if we want Ethereum to continue to rally, because if we break below that, the bears are likely to take control back. So, thoughts on any of that, guys? Do we see anything in the comments, Tim?
Yeah, I'm looking for that. I mean, people saying ETH 2 point slow.
ETH 2 point slow.
Yo.
That's funny.
I like that.
Oh my gosh.
I like that.
I like that.
Ultimately, I agree. Like, I think what you were saying is good. There's that bottom or that support level at 1,400. I don't think it's going to drop below that. I don't think it's going to drop too much more. I think that ETH is in like a kind of a struggling act right now.
Yep.
Between they're just not really grabbing any new momentum, but they're holding pretty strong. I was hopeful that this morning it would jump to 1,800, and I want to even back that up. I think it won't be that long before we see it back up over 1,800. I think we're going to see a lot of variation in the price in the next couple of weeks, probably even. Again, stimulus should pump that a little bit. I ultimately think we're going to see the entire crypto world pump a little bit, but that might not be extremely indicative of the long term. I don't know. I'm hoping Ethereum stay. Like I said, I'm invested in it, so I'm not rooting against it. I just also want to be a realist.
Absolutely.
Can I say a hot take? I want to say a hot
Go
take.
ahead.
You ready, guys? I don't know if it's actually as much of a hot take. I think the reason why we're seeing Ethereum doing what Ethereum's doing right now is because the fact is, what drove a lot of the hype in Ethereum was the idea of it being decentralized finance.
Looks like a Viking.
So, a lot of people were like really excited about, it does this, that, the other. It's so great. It's the future. It's the future. It's the future. It's the future. People throw that out in cryptocurrency a lot, guys. But I think it was like one of those things that was like, actually, Cardano's pretty hype. Let's all jump on the Cardano train. And I think that's like low key. That's what's happening. So we're seeing Cardano get pumped a lot. And I think a lot of that, pumping that would have happened with Ethereum, I don't think it's happening simultaneously. I feel like people are leaving Ethereum for Cardano rather than just doing it simultaneously, like is probably the smarter thing to do. I think a lot of people are actually just jumping ship, which I think is probably what's happening, in my opinion, at least. That's kind of a hot take, though.
I hope they're not jumping ship. Like I said, I think jumping ship is the wrong way to think about it. Because as someone posted, ETH 2 point slow, it might be slow, but maybe it'll be great. And it would suck to get out of ETH right now just because of not seeing too much happening, and then it just explode and be phenomenal. Because at the end of the day, we still have to. We can't dethrone it yet as number 2, and ultimately the number 1 coin of its kind. You know, ADA is great and it is moving. It has not dethroned Ethereum yet, and I don't know if that's about to happen anytime soon. Anyway, it could happen in the future, and that's what we're talking about. Is you guys remember, while we also want to help you guys do day trading and short-time trading, we also, like, when you're thinking about making money, when you're thinking about becoming wealthy, when you're thinking about the most good, long game thought is the way you want to be. Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, all these guys, like, they did short-term stuff, but they really made their money from long-term investments. So when you hear our advice, a lot of times you are hearing what we're thinking long-term, not necessarily short-term. If we're thinking short-term, we'll let you know this is short-term. But otherwise, when we say we like ADA better than Ethereum, we're not talking about right now. Clearly, Ethereum is a more valuable coin at the moment. But long-term, we're not sure if that's going to hold up, you know?
Absolutely. And guys, I think it's really important that we understand the impact that fundamentals can have on a cryptocurrency, because we've seen yesterday, in lack of major fundamental developments like what we just saw on Coinbase, it looked like Cardano was going to pull back down to 72 cents. One piece of news comes out and the entire game changes. We just flipped the freaking chessboard on its side and threw the pieces all over the room and have to restart again because this just shook everything up. It's like what Tim was saying with reshuffling the deck. That's what we do as a company, is we help you to reshuffle the deck. Picture you're playing poker, or more accurately, you're playing blackjack, and you're trying to count the cards, and then all of a sudden the dealer comes in and he switches the deck. Well, you just lost count. You have to start all over. That's what we have to do right now in our technical analysis on Cardano. So, by the way, when we're changing our predictions on Cardano, that's because the fundamentals changed. It is our job as analysts to change our predictions and change on the fly, so don't knock us for that. That's the point of technical analysis, being able to change on the fly. Guys, we are going to go ahead and do some 2-minute technicals on one cryptocurrency. I guess we can go back to the old method of spamming the chat until it takes a straw poll.
Real quick, you guys can spam the poll just for today.
Spam the chat.
Spam the chat. We're gonna have that fixed for tomorrow.
Just tell us what you voted, guys.
Also, in light of tomorrow, you guys, I'm gonna be gone tomorrow. We have a monthly meeting that I'll be a part of. And that's gonna be a normal thing. So, the third Wednesday, second Wednesday
and the third Thursday.
Second Wednesday of every month, Jeb will be out for a meeting, and then the third I'll be out. So if you guys don't see me tomorrow, that's where I am. I unfortunately don't get to go to Disney World like Smay.
Gotta go to a business conference.
Okay, all right, guys.
It'll still be fun. While we're waiting to collect your votes, pretty much, if you guys like those technical analysis breakdowns that Jeb just did, his 2-minute technicals, he learned all of that over an accumulation of years and years and years that he compiled into a course called CT2A. As you guys said, it's something that I am going to go through. Like, I need to go through it to learn this, and I'm super excited. Like, this is super genuine. I am super excited to go through this. I've had lots of conversations with Jeb. I literally am going to be spending like nights like going through this because I cannot wait to be able to actually do this for myself. If you're that same way, like, really consider going after that. We still have that discount code, right? Mm-hmm. I think by the end of this week, it's gone.
Yes, it's actually gone on Friday. So, guys, if you want to join the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy with its current coupon code SMEETHETREE for $75 off, you can find a link to do so in the description box down below. Tim, I didn't want to interrupt you, but there you go.
That's great. That being said, we will move to the third coin. And here's the thing. It's a tight race, as always. It's hard to read because, you know, at the end of the day, you don't know if the same person is just putting the coin over and over and over again. Yeah. That being said, I've seen this demanded for a long time. So correct me, Smay, if I'm wrong, but I'm seeing Link a good amount. And
yeah, I was going to say Link.
I think we're going to go Link today, but those same options will probably be in the poll for either tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah,
so if we didn't choose your coin, make sure to stay tuned in for either tomorrow or the next day, because we will break those coins down for you. But like I said, even better, if you even want to break it down yourself, you should get CT2A.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and move on to some 2-minute technicals on Chainlink. This is one of the fastest growing cryptocurrencies, and it wasn't just pumping in the last couple of months like a lot of these popcorn kernel coins have been doing. Chainlink has been growing quite rapidly over the last year or so. So let's go ahead and jump on over to CoinMarketCap and look at it, because we can see that it is up 8.5% in the last 24 hours, trading at $30 flat. And ever since March of last year, when it was trading at $2.50, it has gone to rally over 1,000%, which is surprisingly common in cryptocurrency, but definitely amazing. So looking at the link chart, let's go ahead and get started. Remember, guys, we are doing bank-to-bank technical analysis on this chart. What that means is that we're going to start from a totally blank chart and we're going to figure out how to actually analyze this so that you guys can see the steps that I walk through. The very first things that I like to do is I like to look for my support and resistance levels. Levels are flat, trend lines are angled, so we're looking for our levels first. We can see that our all-time high touches are more than likely going to be very valuable. We can also find that right here looks like a very valuable level of support sitting at $25.90. We're going to call that $26. So the very first thing I see is that there's three major levels of support and resistance that we need to look at. We have our previous resistance level at $20 flat. That's a big even. Remember, guys, with this concept of big evens, talking about like $10, $50, $100, $250, $500, those nice even round numbers. $20 is obviously one of those. It's kind of hard to define what a big even is. It's just kind of self-explanatory. Up here at $26, we can see that Link right here used it as resistance on the 25th of January, and we can see it pulled back and used it as support just a couple of days ago, pulled down to within 25 cents of that, so we're going to call that the same support touch. And we also have a resistance level up here at $37 that we used as resistance on the 20th of February. Awesome. So those are our levels. Let's now look for trend lines. The very first trend line that jumps out at me, and by the way, guys, I have not pre-analyzed this chart. I have not looked at Link in about a week and a half. I don't remember the technical analysis on this. All of this is based on my experience in charting, which is what we teach in CT2A, as Tim was saying. The very first thing I notice on trend lines is I see an uptrending level of support right here. I'm sure you'll notice where this comes from. We can find these bottoms right here. We find a bottom right here, a bottom right here, and here, and here. Really just playing connect the dots, guys. We're doing elementary stuff. It's not that complicated. It feels complicated if you haven't done it before, but I promise you it's not as hard as you think it is. Link has a strong uptrending level of support right there, and we can also find that Link has a strong downtrending level of resistance right here that we have now broken. This is very interesting and something that we're going to want to pay attention to. On that metric, by using the candle wicks, it looks like it's broken it, but notice how I'm able to readjust it, and it says that Link actually hasn't broken out yet. I would use this form of analysis. I wouldn't say that Link is broken out here. I just adjusted this a little bit. All I did was I moved this down and this up. This is what it looked like before. I reanalyzed it and moved it just a little bit to fit the idea that it hasn't actually broken out yet. I will now be looking for a breakout on Chainlink as we're moving into a symmetrical triangle pattern. This is a very powerful pattern, guys, because symmetrical triangle patterns are very simple to trade. If Link breaks to the upside, you enter a long trade. If Link breaks to the downside, you enter a short trade. Where do we exit those trades? Up at our resistance or up at our support. It's really that simple. Setting up a trade on these is not very complicated. I'll show you an example. This is not to follow. This is just an example of a long trade on Chainlink. You could set a trade up right here with an exit just a little bit below $35. That's likely going to be a major resistance level. Entry around $30.50 and a support, a stop loss sitting right around where the breakout would be of about $29.50. That'd give you a 5x risk to reward ratio. I'm not going to go really in detail on that because I want you to know how to do this on your own. I do not like giving trade setups and you copying them. We do teach trade setups in CT2A. There's plenty of places that you can learn about that. We talk about it a lot, so you can gain that from these videos as well. Anyway, you could also set up a short trade right here if it were to break to the downside. And the key here, guys, is that you don't actually need to know which way the market is going to break. All you need to do is set up a good trade for a break to the upside and a good trade for the break to the downside. And then you don't have to go through the trouble of trying to predict which way it's going to break, because literally all you do is you set up a long trade and you set up a short trade, and if it breaks out, well, it triggers your long, and if it breaks out to the downside, it triggers your short. Doesn't matter what our analysis says on which direction it breaks. Anyway, we're going to come to a conclusion on that. But at the end of the day, it's actually not very important if you're attempting to trade this market, which direction we think it's going to break. I will point out that the MACD on Link is moving to the upside. Looks like it's going to break bullish, and RSI is trending to the upside with plenty of room to run. It's sitting at 53, which means we could move much, much higher. TD sequential is looks like there's nothing to write home about here. On the 20 exponential moving average, you can see just in the last 24 hours, we've gotten back up above it. That is very important, as the 20 exponential moving average is a critical support resistance level, depending on which side of it you're on, will make it a support or a resistance level. It is now a support level. It was resistance just yesterday, but Chainlink has now broken above it in this most recent move. If we look at our Bollinger Bands, they're also constricting. Let's look at volume. Volume's declining. Okay, that's a good thing to note. Volatility, as we can see on Bollinger Bands, and volume, as we can see on, well, volume, both of those are going down. That is indicative of consolidation, which we're in a consolidation pattern. That's great. Whenever you see that happen, you can expect a powerful break to the upside. What I like to the analogy I like to use on this is, think about if I have a spring and I go boom, what happens? It explodes, right? Because I build up all that potential energy in the spring and then I release it and it explodes. That's what we're seeing happen with the volume going down, with the volatility going down. We're coiling that spring up, and then eventually breakout, and the spring blows up, like, Michael Bay comes in and makes a movie about it or something. The point is that all that energy gets released, and that's what we see happen when we break a symmetrical triangle pattern. So we're seeing one of those happen on Chainlink. Look for a breakout. If one occurs, then you have a trade set up. I think I was way over 2 minutes, but either way, hopefully that was useful.
Here's the thing. So I'm pulling Audible as co-host of the show.
Okay.
Because the people are talking in the chat, and Tim is the voice of the people. So
Okay.
keep that in consideration. Just
My
remember
goodness.
this. We're seeing a lot of people ask for Vechain and Litecoin, and those were also, to give them credit, when I chose Link, I saw a lot of Link, but I also saw a lot of Vechain. So here's what we're gonna do, really quickly. Like I think, Smay, we're gonna do a 20-second spam. If you want us to do Litecoin, hit a 1. If you want us to do Vechain, hit a 2. That will actually be a 2-minute technical. He's gonna go very quickly through it. We're not gonna spend too much time. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that you guys have had the ability to do it. So 1 for Litecoin, 2 for Vechain. This may start the timer right now, and let's go.
Da 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 da.
Oh, that's
Copyright.
close. Oh, that's close. Oh my
How's
god.
that? That is not close at all. What do you mean?
Hasn't
Well, no, it
updated
just
myself.
shifted. It was a bunch of 2s in the beginning. Now it's a bunch of 1s.
No, those all 2s, bro. It's
I know,
all
that's what I'm
2s.
saying. It was all 2s, and all of a sudden you got
It's
an influx
still
of
all
1s.
2s. I'm still seeing 2s.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
What's our time left?
How much time do we have?
I don't have a timer. It's on my phone.
You're supposed to try a timer.
4,
Technical difficulties.
3,
Yeah, it's on my
2,
phone.
1. Stop. Quick.
All right, stop
Enough.
the spamming. Stop the spamming.
Enough.
Stop spamming.
What do we have?
Matt, you think it's 2s?
Yep.
All right, so
2s?
it's Vechain.
We're going
It's
Vechain. Okay, let's do it.
But
Vechain.
remember, Tim's the voice of the people.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Tim is the voice of kissing your butt because he wants your vote.
No.
Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to
Roast
Vechain.
it.
Anyway, Vechain is sitting. Tim's dying off camera. Vechain is up 0.67% on the day. It is trading at 0.7 cents and has had a massive rally over the last little while. I think these guys know a little bit more about Vechain and its background. If I remember correctly, it has something to do with supply chain logistics. Am I right on that, Smay?
Say that again?
Vechain has to do with supply chain logistics, right? I think it. I'm pretty sure.
Sure, I think.
I'm
Well,
pretty
let's
sure it
just say
does.
that
I
is
have
the case,
researched
yeah.
Vechain before. I believe Vechain is the project I'm thinking of with a lot to do with supply chain logistics. So let's go ahead and look at the technicals of it. And let's try and actually keep it at 2 minutes. So you guys can see some technical analysis I had on this market a little bit before. Back then, 0.6 cents flat was the level of resistance to beat on Vechain. We have now broken that. Vechain is sitting up here with a new all-time high of nearly 85 cents. We can put a horizontal line right here at 83.5 cents. That is our new resistance level. Vechain is a market that has gone parabolic, guys. This market on the log chart looks like it's going parabolic. Even on the linear chart, you can see it rallying in a massive, massive way. We can see that the MACD is very bullish right now. We can also see that the RSI is sitting very high, and Vechain is inside of this ascending, rising trading channel right here, and Vechain is likely to continue to get resistance right here. I would expect, based on what I'm seeing on this chart right now, for Vechain to pull back down to the 20 exponential moving average or this uptrending level of support right here. We also see that Vechain is getting overextended on its Bollinger Bands, and I bet you TD Sequential is overextended. Yes, in fact, it is. Let me clear all this off the chart so you can see. TD Sequential is overextended on Vechain. That indicates that Vechain is in desperate need of a correction, and Vechain needs to pull to the downside. That's not a bad thing, but it is, however, something we need to keep in mind. Vechain, in doing so, could easily pull back down here to its previous all-time high of 60 cents, where its 20 daily EMA is sitting, or it could even pull back lower to this uptrending level of support. However, it is in need of a pullback right now, as it's overextended on TD Sequential and overextended on its RSI. So, there's my 2-minute technicals on Vechain. Hopefully that answered all of you guys' questions. What are we predicting today, Tim?
So yeah, to wrap up the show, we are going to be predicting again ADA because of the movement.
Yep.
Normally we'll probably vary a little bit more, but today we're bouncing back to that before jumping to Bitcoin. So as we've been doing, we're going to write down our numbers, and so that we don't use any dirty tactics.
I don't have something to write down.
You have something to type. You can type on your phone.
Okay.
All right, well, then
Type
I'm
on
leaving
your
the chat,
phone.
guys. Goodbye.
All right. So okay, right.
I don't have mine yet. I don't have mine yet.
Because I'm the voice of the people, I am going to
my
be
God.
I am going to be voting.
Can somebody report to me what the price is real quick?
It is at 124.
124.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. By tomorrow.
By
What-
yes,
yeah, you're asking what's
9:30
gonna be
a.m.
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Okay. Alrighty.
I am ready.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Who goes
you ready?
first?
Yeah, who goes first?
Smay, to welcome you back, you can go first.
Okay.
Okay.
My number is $1.30.
I like it. I like
Okay.
it. Listen, guys, normally, just in case you guys have been watching, normally Team Tree, which is the addition of Smay and definitely not Zach, has been very much pessimistic. So I think that Team Tim has been rubbing off on Smay
We
for the
applaud.
optimism. So,
No, I haven't been
good
here, you know.
No, good job.
I had a
Smay.
fresh,
Good job. Good job.
I was in the magic
think
of
he's starting to
Disneyland
like you
and I had to
guys.
go. I had to
Yeah.
do it, you know.
I think he's starting to like you
He's
guys.
starting to actually like you guys. Awesome. Okay, well, because I am for the people, I am going to be
okay.
voting
Everyone's just for the people,
$1.35 because I have your best interest at heart. I am going to pretend like I care about you and make votes that I know will get a lot of votes because my name is Jeb, and I am for the people. I sound like an attorney mixed with a politician, but
Yeah, I don't know what
but
that was.
I'm for the
really
people. I'm
Alright.
just saying I'm for the people. Like have I said enough? I'm for the people.
You're for the people?
I'm
Okay.
for the people.
Okay,
I'm
that's
for the
good.
people. Cool.
I'm glad to know you're for the people. The thing is,
Uh-huh.
the difference now we're moving to Team Tim, which I think is everyone's favorite
Gotcha.
voter. I'm not just for the people.
Uh-huh.
I'm the voice of the people.
Oh, gotcha.
Meaning,
Okay.
this is what happens. So when you're for the people, you'll make decisions for them whether they want you to or not, which sometimes is good. And I actually really like your vote. I really
Mm-hmm. Okay.
like the 135.
Okay.
Here's the difference, though. If we're in the political realm, I want you guys to answer in chat. When you vote for a politician, do you want him to do his own thing and try to decide for you what is best? Or do you want him to listen to your voice? And do you want him to do what you want him to do?
That, my friend, is a straw man because I never
That's
said
not
I
a
was
straw
going to
man.
do that.
That's not a straw
That
man.
is a straw man.
Politicians are put in place to do what the people want them to do.
And I just said I'm for the people.
And for that
so how are
reason-
you saying that I'm
and
not
for
going
that-
to be for the people?
It's my turn to talk, Jeb. And
Oh,
for
really?
that reason,
You interrupted me.
for that I did not. It was my turn to talk. For that reason,
I'm leaving the camera on Tim.
Team Tim loving the people and loving what's best for them. I think 130 would be great. I think that's really good for you guys. So hats off to Team Smay. 135 even better. Great for Jeb, but I want to raise it another 5. No, 50. Or no, 10.
Whoa,
10. Sorry. Sometimes I'm not always great at math. Raise it another. No, it is 5 cents. I'm
what
right.
is
It's
it?
5
Just
cents.
what is it?
It's 5 cents. It's 5 cents.
You think it's going to 5 cents?
You're going to 5 cents. You heard it here first, guys.
You heard it here first, folks. He says it's going to 5 cents.
cents.
Listen, don't let them detract from what we are trying to do,
Oh my
Team
gosh.
Tim people.
All right, just say it,
140,
just say
because I believe that, especially after
140.
these stimulus checks come in, we're going to see a massive boost. I
Stimmies.
think we all agree there. But 140, I think tomorrow morning at 9:30, I will not be here to reap my reward. But you heard it here first, 88 to 140, according to your president and the voice of the people, Team Tim. So let us know in chat if you agree, disagree, who you're for, who you're with. If you are a pessimist, if you think that we're all three completely full of it and 88 is going to drop to 1 cent, let us know if you think that's the case. I disagree, but let us know. Team Tim, Team Jeb, Team Smay. We got Team Tim at 140, Team Jeb at 135, and Team Smay at 130.
Let us know in chat, guys. Those are our standing predictions. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. If you did, as always, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Also, follow us at CryptoJeb on Instagram and Twitter. We post it daily over there on Instagram. Over there on Twitter. We're working on doing the same thing on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If any of you guys have any suggestions for how we can make the stream better, feel free to shoot us an email, support@cryptojeb.com. You will find a link to that email down below in the description. Are there any final thoughts before I close this out, gentlemen?
That's it.
Guys, before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.